What's up YouTube? It's your boy Raheem and welcome to my channel Raza. Today's video is going to be Never Have I Ever Nurses Edition, and I'm here with my friend Tim.
Hey guys.
So welcome him to the channel. Alright, so we're going to get right into the video and enjoy. So first question is, have you ever gotten smart with a family member? Okay, I'm gonna go first. I have, of course, actually in a nice manner, respectful still, but you know how you could be, respectful still, but smart.
I guess then maybe I have.
Yeah, so I would say I have.
Respectfully.
Yeah, I have respectfully gotten smart, where they like, oh, like you getting smart, but you can't get in trouble, that kind. All right. So, second question. Have you ever made up respirations instead of really checking them?
I'm the good nurse.
I have. Sometimes, it's, you just look, you be like, all right, they 17, sometimes you don't always have to really, most of the time I do. But I think most nurses honestly have made them up some, at least once. The respirations, that's it. But just, So, you said no, you never had made up.
I'm angel nurse, nope.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Alright, number 3. Have you ever ignored a call bell?
Man.
I would say I have. I mean, I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front. I have. I think sometimes, when somebody is really on the call bell a lot and you just keep going back to that room, they don't really want that. And then it was a resident that definitely I knew were on the call bell constantly, just wanted stupid stuff like, oh, hand me that soda right there and it's right near them. Like, so I would say I have that time.
What?
So you have never ignored the call bell?
Never.
Never in your life?
Never.
Ignored the call bell?
Nope.
Okay. So every time the call bell, you there?
I'm super nurse.
All right. You know what?
Super nurse.
This definitely super nurse right here. I mean. Okay, but I'm being honest. This is honest honesty. Number 4, question 4. Have you ever purposely passed on a stool culture, enema, or suppository to another shift because you didn't want to do it?
No. But I feel like I hate that, so I've never done that. No. I hate when that's done to me, so.
I would say I have. I'm sorry.
Never.
I feel like, from what I hate doing suppositories and enemas and stuff. I will say it's been time, like if a resident needed something, usually I would, start the first steps. I'll give them the prune juice. I'll, give them the Marilex, whatever they may need or whatever to help. But when it comes to the enemas and stuff like that, that ain't really my thing. So most of the time, if I could, I'll hope and pray that could wait till next shift. So I would say I have.
He's honest. He's honest.
But, of course, most of the time, if it's really needed, I would do it myself. But I have. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a great nurse. But
I'll vouch for it.
In all honesty, some nurses, it's real life. You gotta do some things. But alright. So that's number 4. Number 5. Have you ever thought to yourself, I don't want to be a nurse anymore?
Yep.
I feel like we've all had those moments. They're few
Definitely.
and far in between. Typically they come and they go, but I think overall I love my job. Couldn't see myself doing anything else, but I think every nurse has probably had a day or a shift where they felt like that.
Exactly. Like it's some days, that is great and so rewarding as being a nurse. Definitely I enjoy my job. I love making a difference in people's lives. To see the residents say things to you and really appreciate it and everything. We're definitely people who make a difference, but it's some days also that you are very stressed out. You are like, why did I get into this? Thinking to yourself, why did I get into this? Oh my God, did I make the right decision? But as he said, I think, with that it passes,
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
That was number 5. So number 6. Have you ever fell asleep or took a nap at work?
I've never felt comfortable enough.
I would say I have never. I would say I kind of have dozed off a little while doing night shift, but I never could say I took a nap or slept really.
I don't understand.
Like I would never be that sleep ever, and comfortably I can't sleep at work. Like
people do.
I just
it's
can't.
Crazy.
I don't see how people could do it either.
Yeah.
I just comfortably
even from
cannot,
a safety standpoint.
Yeah, I just comfortably can't sleep at work anyway. Like I wouldn't be able to get into a deep enough sleep to bring myself to sleep at work. Like so, I would actually say I have never. I would say I dozed off a little bit, for a second and got back up. But I would never say really. I definitely took a nap or slept. So no. And question 7: have you ever found a resident or a patient attractive?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I haven't had a patient or a resident I could say I found attractive. No, unfortunately.
No.
Would be ideal maybe to meet somebody that way or something, but no, I have never. Okay. Question 8. Have you ever picked up a pill from the floor after it was dropped and gave it to a resident? Now I would say I have, but let me explain. Don't trip out, y'all. Let me explain. I have only done this like the resident had dropped the pill, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna get you another pill, and the resident was like, no, I got it. Don't worry, just give it to me. Other than that, I would never do that. But it has residents that have been like, no, like I'll take it. Like you don't have to do all that. So that's the only time. But other than that, I would say I have never. So what about you?
No, honestly.
Have never. Okay. He has never. All right. But I think you should always, nurses, go get another pill. Do not pick a pill up and give it to the resident if they don't instruct you to just give it to them.
I mean, because you wouldn't want anyone else giving you a dirty pill or a pill that's falling on the floor. So.
Absolutely.
Same thing.
9. Have you ever been attacked, spit on, or verbally abused by a resident?
Yep. Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
We both worked in long-term care and dementia care, and so we've definitely experienced that. My fair share. I've been kicked, punched, spit on, feces thrown at me, all kinds of things.
Yes, I have also. I've been hit. I've been kicked.
Slapped.
I've been spit on. Yeah, so definitely sometimes working in nursing, you sometimes experience those type of residents. They sometimes have dementia. They sometimes have some psych issues. So sometimes you're gonna come across that sometime, and
it's part of the job.
Unfortunately, it's part of the job.
So we sign up for.
Right. Question 10: have you ever had a resident elope?
On me, no. Yeah. I
have.
Thank God.
I had a resident elope one time on the dementia unit. They didn't really get far though. They got to the front desk and the front desk called back and brought them back. They didn't really get outside of the building or anything, but they did get off the unit. I don't even remember how. I think the dining service let them out by accident. I believe dining service let them out by accident, and that's how they got off the unit. And they just got to the front desk, and the front desk brought them back. So
that's your story.
Yeah,
you sticking to it?
No, that's the real story. That's actually the real story.
No, I'm joking.
But you never had a resident elopement?
No. Yeah, not on me. I've had it in the facility.
In the facility, but not
that I work, but it's never happened.
Yeah, while I was there, I think that only happened at one time. I really don't recall a resident ever eloping. For the most part, we have our unit tight enough that nobody ever gets a chance to elope. It's usually only if somebody accidentally let a resident out, you know. So that's the only way that ever has happened. And I think that only happened at one time. So yes. Question 11. Have you ever pretended to eat a resident's or family member's dessert or candy they gifted you, but instead you threw it away?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Exactly.
You want to be polite. You know, you don't want to make it awkward.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
You say, oh, thank you. And, and then you set it to the side.
Yeah, it's been plenty of times, definitely at my job, I have had residents or whatever that would always, like, say thank you and they would want me to take candy, but honestly, I just be like, oh, thank you, and you gotta act polite and everything, and most of the time I act like I put it in my mouth, I act like I'm chewing, and I throw it in the trash, you know. Also with family members, I have family members come in and give us desserts, but if the desserts are not like wrapped and stuff that they made, you tend to don't want to eat it, especially during this time, during the COVID and stuff, you really don't want to eat unwrapped stuff. Yeah, so... Yeah, I mean, we be like, oh, it was good. They be like, did you eat the brownies? Oh, sure, it was good. Thank you. You know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But we really threw them away. So I would definitely say I have.
But I will say I've gotten a lot of good food from family members. True.
Sometimes they give you nice stuff. Like I had family member, send a whole cheesecake and stuff for us from a bakery, which is great and stuff like that. You definitely get perks, sometimes from the families and the residents.
Definitely.
Number 12. Have the resident ever flirt with you or try to be sexual with you?
If it has happened, I blocked it out mentally.
Yeah, I would.
I don't want to even think about it.
Yeah, I definitely have experienced that in this.
I hope not.
Not really like being extra sexual, but flirting. Yes, I definitely experienced the older females doing that, and you just be looking like, ooh, no, honey, or trying to kiss you in the mouth, and you're like, whoa, stuff like that. So yes, I definitely experienced it. Definitely.
Oh. Not good.
Yeah, it's always awkward and funny, but yes, I have. Question 13. Have you ever had a family or friend ask you for medical advice?
All the time.
I have, definitely.
All the time, about everything.
Yes, definitely being a nurse, you definitely experience a lot of family members and a lot of friends thinking you know everything.
A lot. And I think sometimes they don't understand the role of a nurse. We do know a lot. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we're more than doctors sometimes. Uh-huh. Sometimes.
Right.
But we're not doctors.
Exactly.
We also can't diagnose.
Exactly.
Not legally. That's not within our scope of practice.
Yes.
So, I mean, give some insight to some things, but at the end of the day, we typically always suggest that they go to the doctor.
Basically. And sometimes it's funny because it could get real personal. They'll be like, oh, I got this rash. I got this rash back here. I haven't took a poop in this long, and you just like, okay. Like
all kinds of body parts.
Yes.
Everywhere.
So very much so to that.
Sometimes they even send pictures.
Yes. Absolutely.
Scratch your eyes out.
Okay. Question 14. Have you ever stayed up later than 3 a.m. to study for an exam? So this is basically when you was in school, nursing school.
Absolutely. Yes.
I definitely have.
He really has. He was, this guy.
Yes. Absolutely. When I was in nursing school, I was also working full-time and I was going to school full-time. Yeah. So, oh Lord, I had a lot of late nights.
I don't know how you did it.
Even sometimes not even getting sleep and staying up the whole night studying. Like, literally.
I did evening, weekend, part time, and work full time. So
yeah, like I literally did not want to do, something that was going to take really, really long. So I wanted to, reduce the time. So I was like, it's no way, and I was just going to make sure I did it.
Yeah, you did.
And I did it. Actually, with good grades too. B+ average. So. I managed it, so definitely could say I give myself a clap for that one, because nursing school is not easy. Regardless of what some people may think, it is not easy. It is a struggle, and sometimes you are very stressed. You are very, very, very stressed. So to everybody in nursing school, good luck, and y'all keep it going.
My prayers are with you.
All right. Question 15. Have you ever slept with books in your bed? Once again,
yes,
I had.
Lights on, uniform on.
Yes. It's been some of those
on
nights.
Top of the covers. Yeah.
Yes, it's been times I definitely have, slept, with my books in the bed, the lights still on, everything's still on, my clothes still on. You just be so tired sometimes.
Definitely.
You just fall asleep however and wherever. So. So sometimes you definitely can't control it. So I would definitely to that question say I have.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Definitely.
Question 16 is, have you ever found someone deceased? I have.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not surprised. I don't think I've ever found someone Yeah, I have found someone deceased, probably. Surprisingly, not on my well, probably when I was an aide at the time, not as a nurse.
As a CNA, I have found someone deceased, and also as a nurse, I found someone deceased. Actually, not that long ago, probably like 3 weeks ago. I found someone deceased. She was already on hospice, of course. She was already actively passing away, and when I went in there to give the dose of morphine, it was already passed.
Yeah, well, that's happened to me too. Like when someone was already expected to go, but not, unexpected as a nurse.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, not me either.
All you nurses out there, that's a good, and all you nursing students rather, do your rounds. That's a good lesson. Do your rounds every, your Q2 hour checks or more as often as you can, just to make sure everybody's safe and okay. It's good to protect your license.
Absolutely. And, you worked hard for that license. You definitely
you want to get some insurance.
Protect yourself. When I was in school, my instructor always told me.
Cost much.
She always told me, the CYA, cover your.
Yep.
And that is so true. Always cover your behind.
Exactly.
Because if something go down, you don't want to be the one to get blamed. So they're not going to blame the big company. They're going to blame the small fry. So just cover your butt. But definitely, as I said, my experience or whatever was recently, with that, the person was already actively dying. They had just, the CNA had just got finished, seeing them and getting them ready and everything, and she was saying like she was breathing heavy and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, she's about to get her dose of morphine. By the time I went in there, she was already gone. So yeah. But other than that, I haven't experienced it. It always was when somebody was on hospice already. That's like the only time. Okay, the next question. 17. Have you ever panicked during an emergency? I would say I have never. Usually, I am very calm, to be honest, and that's honest.
Yeah, I can say that too.
For the most part, anytime an emergency, I'm calm. And I think I always learned anyway, you don't want to panic. You don't want to, frazzle everybody else, so I always am calm. If anything, sometimes some people might think I'm too damn calm. But usually when an emergency, I'm like, okay, I go in there, I'm usually very calm. So I can honestly say I haven't panicked during an emergency.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way, particularly because I've also, Raheem can attest to this, I've worked a lot of high acuity areas. So it's always important to keep your cool and, and just do your best and, work to the best of your ability. and use your skills. Get in there and just do what you can do, and be a nurse. Be the nurse that you actually you went to school to become, and save lives. I think that's what it's about. Yeah. So,
absolutely. So, question 18: have you ever cried at work? Cried at work?
I don't know. Actually,
I would say. But to answer why, it wasn't work related. It wasn't work related. So it was personal. Yeah. It was someone passing away. My little nephew. So and they were asking me about it. So that's why. But dealing with work, no, I have never cried for something dealing with work. Personal, yes.
As nurses, I feel like if we were crying about things at work, we would be crying every day. Maybe. So no, that's another thing. I think you have to have, being a nurse, you have to have a thick skin.
I agree.
To deal with
definitely
patients, family members, doctors, therapy, everything. You really have to have a thick skin, and you have to have a good sense of self.
Yeah.
And know who you are, and know what you want to accept and tolerate, and be respectful always. Nice and respectful, but set boundaries.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
I definitely feel like you're always going to experience, some adversity. Sad stuff. You're going to experience some hard stuff. So you definitely got to have some tough skin, and with kindness also, and compassion, and
no such thing as being too nice.
That's and empathy.
That's my motto.
Definitely got to be empathetic and understanding. You're going to get cursed out by some family members. You're not going to have people always be nice to you, but you really do need to try to be always nice to people.
Suck it up.
Yes, that's one thing in nursing. I feel like there's a lot of people that work in nursing who are not meant to work in nursing. So please, I hope that stops people. If you are not meant to be in that type of field, do not work in that field, because some people are not meant to be, and this is not for a check. I don't feel like you should be doing this job for a check.
Don't do it for the money. If you do it for the money, you will be miserable and you won't last long.
Yeah, you really need to truly want to do it and care about people. And
that's the number one thing. You got to be caring. You got to care about people, humanity.
So yep. Question 19: have you ever made up stories to calm confused residents?
I don't know.
I would definitely say I have.
Yeah.
Working on a dementia unit for years.
I don't think so.
Sometimes you have to go along with stuff. Sometimes you have to tell a little white lie, to calm them down. So if a family member is, running around constantly like, oh my God, I'm looking for my mother. Sometimes you have to you can't be like, oh, your mother's dead. You can't do that. So sometimes
in that case, yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes you have to make up a little lie and say like, oh, your mother went, your mother went to the store. I'm sure she'll be back. Don't worry.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So
in that case, then yeah.
So I would have to say yes, definitely. I have had to say things, had to pretend calls, and act like I'm their family member and stuff like that, or have a coworker act like their family member to calm them down. So absolutely, I feel like when you're working in a dementia unit, you have to be creative, and you can't always bring them to reality, because that is not the way to always do it. Sometimes they relive the thing that you may say. Like if you say your husband is dead, they relive that, because you got to remember they don't remember it. So they can relive that death all over again. So sometimes you really do have to, go along with a story, or
there's certain ways. Yeah, there's certain ways you have to deal with dementia residents, dementia patients. There's a lot of good stuff actually on YouTube about that. I believe Tipa Snow, I believe her name is. She's done a lot of good education and seminars about in regards to dementia training and things like that. So if you're interested, you want to check out how to deal with residents and people who have those sorts of issues, maybe check her out.
Yes. Okay. And question 20. Have you ever went a whole shift without eating or going to the bathroom?
Yup.
And I would say yes.
It's going to happen.
Yes. Sometimes, in nursing, you are very busy. You have a lot of emergencies and stuff like that. You just never know.
And I love to eat.
You're not going to have a chance to eat sometimes. You're not going to have a chance to get a break some days. You're not going to have a chance to possibly...
Or you may go to the bathroom one time.
Exactly. Or you may get to go to the bathroom once and not get to go again. Sometimes you have to really hold your bladder. So nurse's bladder, as they call it. Mm-hmm. Because... yeah, you don't always get to take
orders to take off, emergencies, calls coming through. But it's important that if you can, try and take your breaks. Try and take care of yourself. That's how you prevent yourself from being burnt out and having a peace of mind.
Absolutely.
So try to take care of yourself. It can be hard sometimes, but try to put yourself, first as far as in taking care of yourself and your well-being. Yes. So that's important.
Absolutely.
Patience first, of course, but your well-being is also important.
Absolutely. So that's the video, and I just wanted to say a couple things, in nursing, make sure y'all remember to always be compassionate. Make sure you always remember to be good to the residents. Make sure you're getting into it for the right reasons. And yeah.
And wash your hands.
That's right. Especially during this time of the COVID. Make sure y'all wash your hands.
And wear your mask.
That's right. Keep your mask on. All right. So that's the video for today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification button to be notified of new videos. And as always, keep on this journey with your boy. And until the next video, I'll see y'all. Bye.